Let's talk about conical versus flat burr grinders, specifically the Niche 0 versus the Ode+SSP Burrs. I borrowed an Ode with SSP multipurpose burrs from a friend, and I took a series of paired shots to compare to the Niche. I've been particularly interested in comparing flat burrs to conical burrs. I didn't notice a big difference in taste, and it is hard to say any differences are due to grind distribution rather than some other property difference of flat and conical burrs. I started out comparing the particle distributions of both, and once I dialed in the Ode, it was more or less similar to the Niche. It wasn't as unimodal as I thought it would be, and part of that is due to the burrs not being aligned, which is the main caveat of this experiment. I used two metrics for evaluation in comparing the two burrs. One is final score and one is coffee extraction. Final score is an average of a scorecard of 7 metrics: sharp, rich, syrup, sweet, sour, bitter, and aftertaste. These scores were subjective, of course, but they were calibrated to my taste and helped me improve my shots. There is some variation in the scores, and my main aim is to be consistent with each metric, but sometimes the granularity was difficult. For coffee extraction, I used total dissolved solids, which is measured using a refractometer. This, combined with the output weight of the shot and the input weight of the coffee, is used to determine the percentage of coffee extracted into the cup, also called extraction yield. I compared 29 pairs of shots over 15 roasts across multiple days of roast resting. I didn't notice a great taste difference, but in terms of extraction yield, there seemed to be a slightly higher extraction yield with the flat burrs. I broke this down further by regular shots, or in this case, staccato tamped shots, but no sifting was used, and then a staccato shot, which used 3 sifted layers. I had 20 regular shot pairs and 9 staccato shot pairs. Again, I didn't see a big difference in taste. Extraction yield seemed slightly higher, but I couldn't taste it in the cup. I looked at the individual taste scores as well to see if the Ode gave something different. I split these results by regular and staccato, and the results seemed mixed. The difference in rich and syrup scores aren't statistically significant over the 20 pairs, with a p-value in a two-tailed paired t-test of 0.231. and 0.302 respectively, which is well over the 0.05 for statistical significance. None of the initial taste score differences are statistically significant. I looked at the overall statistics, and the extraction yield is just below the threshold for statistical significance, meaning that the flat burrs have a statistically higher extraction yield than the conical burrs for those grind settings. I'm sure there's a better flat burr and conical burr to compare, but both of these performed very similar to one another. The Ode had a slight edge on extraction yield, but with respect to taste, they seemed about the same. And if you like this video, you should apply 9 bars of pressure to the like and subscribe button.